So what can we expect interest rates and home prices to do next year? Are they going to keep rising? Are they going to start leveling off? Are they going to drop out? The answer may surprise you. Stick around and find out.
Roll the intro, Brad!
Hey everybody, welcome back. Brad Myers here again, 20-year home inspector turned real estate agent with Harmony Realty Group right here in Delta, Ohio. On this channel, I like to bring useful information to home buyers and sellers in and around Fulton County. And today I want to talk about what we can expect interest rates and home prices to do going into the next year. But before we get started, if you like my channel, please subscribe down below and tap on the bell so you're notified every time I release a new video. And if you like this particular video, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, so for any of you that have not been paying attention to the real estate market in the last 2.5 years, maybe you live in a closet, maybe you've been living under a rock, who knows. But we are in a very, very heavy seller's market. And this is a chart that kind of illustrates that. This is a chart that kind of gives you an idea of what a seller's market looks like versus a neutral market and a buyer's market. Anything less than 6 months of inventory, you pretty much have a seller's market. Anything between 6 and 7 months, you have kind of a neutral market. Anything greater than 7 months, you have a buyer's market. So why do we say that we're in a seller's market? Well, I just pulled this graph up yesterday from the National Association of Realtors, and it shows the month inventory supply for Wauseon, Swanton, Delta, and Archibald. And you can see all 4 areas are hovering right around 2 months supply. That's well below the 7 month supply that we need to flip over into a buyer's market. The reason this is so important is because it illustrates the simple law of supply and demand. Anytime you have a low supply like we've had in housing for the last 2.5 years, and you have the high demand that we've been seeing, that's going to keep home prices elevated. So what can we expect home prices to do going into next year and throughout all next year? Well, if you look at this chart, Fannie Mae has it at 7.4, clear down to NAR, they have it at 2.8, but if you average all 6 together, you're looking at a 5.1% increase for home prices by the end of next year. So if you're thinking about waiting before you buy your next home, hoping that prices are going to start to dip down, you may have a long wait. Okay, so let's flip over to interest rates. If you look at this chart down here, the average commitment rate per Freddie Mac currently is at 3.1. They're predicting at the end of 2022, you're looking at 3.7. That's really a modest increase. It's less than 1%. Now you may be thinking to yourself, with an increase of interest rates, this may help slow down the increase of home prices, but this is proving not to be the case. According to Mark Fleming, chief economist with First American, home price appreciation is resistant to rising mortgage rates primarily because most home sellers would rather withdraw from the market than sell at a lower price, a phenomenon we refer to as downside sticky. So the modest increase that we're seeing in interest rates really doesn't seem to be affecting home prices. And furthermore, interest rates are expected to remain low for the foreseeable future. So there you have it. You can expect home prices to tick up right around 5%, maybe a little bit more. Interest rates are going to increase probably 1%, maybe a little bit less by the end of the next year. Of course, this is all subject to change. If anything does seem to change from this projection, I will make sure and let everyone know. Have a great day and take care.